Go.
This scene here is the opening scene, which establishes the genre as here in this scene you can see that it's making the law enforcement appear as the enemy, which establishes a crime genre. This scene here is where the equilibrium is established, as you can see that everything is normal. Tony's life is normal in the refugee camp. So this is where the scene is set, and you can see that there's equilibrium as nothing has actually gone wrong yet within the film. This scene here, this is where the disequilibrium is begins to show, as he begins to give Tony a contract to kill someone, which is the beginning to Tony becoming a crime person, going into the crime business, which is the disequilibrium of this film. See here, he's offering him a contract to kill someone, which is the disequilibrium of this film. This scene here is where the disequilibrium is established, as Tony is given a contract to kill someone. The disequilibrium is shown by the facial expression on Tony, as you can see that he can see a change in his future and begins to show that something is going to happen, which is the disequilibrium of this film. The dramatic music here, as it begins to come in, is the main signifier for the disequilibrium of this film, as it shows the dramatic music makes the scene more dramatic, which shows the disequilibrium. There we go. And this scene is the disequilibrium evidence, because as you can see, Tony is about to commit his first crime, and the mise en scene, as you can see, there's lots of like fire and crime going on, which also could represent that there is a mix-up of equalness and showing that something is wrong. And then as this scene here, as it leads up, slowly with the sound building in the background, you can see that something is wrong, which is the first evidence during the film of the disequilibrium. The mise en scene for this scene shows the genre, as it uses dark backgrounds, and also the main two characters are wearing suits which are typical of a crime film, here and here. They're also in a dark alleyway where no one else will be seen, which is a typical meeting place for a crime film or an action film. And this scene is another piece of evidence for the disequilibrium, as you can see Tony is now feeling a need for more power, as he is demanding that these people give him a greater job, which shows that Tony's life is now changing from the original refugee that he was into this crime person who wants to become a crime leader. Here's another way of being clear of the genre, as there's the use of guns in here, which are the sort of things that you'd only see in a crime action genre. The mise en scene also shows the...
I'm watch, yeah? Yeah?
This scene shows the genre again with a expensive setting in a mafia type house. This character here shows the typical mafia boss characteristics with the way he speaks. He speaks in like a controlling manner to show that he's in charge, and he also wears a clean white suit compared to everyone else's dark coloured suits, which shows that he's like a mafia boss in charge. This scene here shows the typical mafia enemy boss in a crime film, but it also sets up the antagonist for the film, which shows who Tony is going to be aiming to defeat in the film. This scene is this time we see the first attempt at re-establishing the equilibrium, as you see Tony's mother giving him a lecture on who he's become and telling him that what he's doing is wrong. This is the first attempt to fix what the problem here is, which is Tony rising to become a criminal. This scene here sees the final stage of the disequilibrium, as Tony begins to, even his friends from the beginning of the film, he begins to take turn on them, as he wants to be the best, and that is the main problem in the source of this film.
You like kids?
Kids?
Kids, you're not kids, right? Kids.
Sure. Why not? As long as he's a nurse.
Good.
In this scene, Tony mentions that he has interest in kids and he respects them. This scene here is the first piece of foreshadowing towards the end of the film, where you see that the reason for Tony's death, and obviously the resettlement of the equilibrium. This part of the scene here is where you can see the clearest part of the disequilibrium, as you can see, because as it was once, Tony was going to him for help, but now things have changed. He's now begging Tony not to actually kill him, which shows there has been a total change in the equilibrium of the film. And then this is the scene in which Tony refuses to actually kill the man in front because of the fact that there was kids in it, which was foreshadowed at the beginning, at the earlier point in the film. As he refuses to kill the kids and the man, it leads to him actually killing his own friend.
Fuck that! I don't need that shit in my life. Shoot that motherfucker!
In which now he killed his own friend instead of killing the children, which we were given an insight into at the beginning of the film when he spoke about how he actually likes children and he respects them and he wouldn't want to kill them. This leads to the actual death of Tony later on in the film, as this is the first cause to Tony's fall. Now you can hear the music from the beginning of the film begins to play over the scene, which gives an insight into the fact that the re-equilibrium is going to occur here. And then as we continue, we see that this man is obviously sent to fix the equilibrium of the film, and he is now going to assassinate Tony. And then he shoots Tony dead, which in turn re-establishes the equilibrium of the film. Yeah. And here we see now Tony is dead. Everything that Tony has done building up to this point is now over, and the film is now back to the state it was in the original. This ending is also a closed ending, as Tony is now dead and the story is not going to